Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about Scream 7 and the controversy surrounding it. And I didn't watch it because I'm not going to give my money to a Zionist company. But also, it looks really stupid. It was illogical and nothing really made sense to me, like based on ads I saw. Her daughter's like 17 but looks 30 with all the face fillers she has. And she's also named after Sydney's best friend from the first movie, despite Sydney literally never even mentioning Dead Tatum except like twice over 7 movies. Also, there's a scene with her daughter wearing this jacket, and Sydney's getting angry at her and telling her to take it off. And I didn't even realize it's supposed to be the same jacket she had on in Scream 2, because it's not even the same color. Them bitches just googled fake leather jackets on Shein and called it a day. Then you got Scream 7 defenders saying that the jacket is so iconic that anyone would realize she's wearing it. If it was so iconic, why couldn't they find the same one? Why did they use AI to promote the movie while collabing with a red-pilled gambling site? And why did they literally use some fake-ass AI storyline so that they could nostalgia bait with their characters? And why are they still writing Gail and Sydney as some type of frenemies after like literally 30 years and all the killings they've been through? And surprisingly, I am not making this video to just complain about Scream 7. I made it because I wanted to talk about the reactions to Scream 7. There's an ongoing boycott of the movie that I'm sure everyone watching this has already knows about, but if you guys don't know about the controversy, Melissa Barrera was fired from the Scream franchise for her pro-Palestinian post. It was allegedly because she was anti-Semitic, because apparently rightfully stating that Israel is a terrorist country that bombs innocent people and then lies about it is anti-Semitic. She didn't say all that, but I did. She basically said that Israel propaganda is being pushed into mainstream social media, and she wasn't wrong, but people took that as her saying that Jewish people control the media, which is a huge white supremacist talking point. But what's crazy is Israel is heavily supported by the more right-sided political party, which is also more likely to become white supremacist. I have no idea what hold Israel has on America, but Melissa Barrera wasn't wrong. Israel is paying to promote their videos, but they just lie. There is still so much propaganda being pushed at you, but it was even worse at that time. Speaking up for Palestine at that time was like a career death sentence. Your whole upcoming catalog was going to be yanked. Now it's more trendy for celebrities to speak out for Palestine since it's not as controversial, but dude, even liberal celebrities were defending Israel. Noah Snap was able to walk around with Zionism is sexy stickers, and it did not affect his career at all. But because Melissa was fired, Scream 7 fans have taken to attacking her online. Many insults include saying that her movies ruined the franchise or how they made no sense, and in my opinion, I think they revived the franchise, and those people are only hating on 5 and 6 because of Melissa Barrera. I have seen so many accounts shit-talking the movies now, but if you go back to when they were released, they were hyping them up on Twitter. And yeah, maybe Scream 5 makes no sense with Billy Loomis having a secret love child in high school, but nothing about Scream makes sense. That's literally what the movies are known for. 10 different people are not all going to try and kill the same woman, including her niece and her unknown half-brother. How is it realistic that Sydney's mother had been pregnant for 9 months with no one knowing, but Billy just knocking a random girl up in high school wasn't? Every movie ends with a killer getting shot 9 times and stabbed 10, yet they don't die unless you shoot them in the head. Stu was literally electrocuted by a TV and stabbed multiple times, but he was still filmed to be the killer in Scream 3 before it got leaked, and people were even convinced he was going to be back for 7 as the killer instead of just an AI version. The first movie was literally created for satire, but they've quickly become the movies they were trying to mock. So no, I do not believe that Scream 5 and 6 are highly unrealistic or ruin the franchise. I think some of you guys are so loyal to a franchise that you will attack anyone who doesn't show blind loyalty to it. And that someone is Melissa Barrera, who got fired for speaking up about Palestine, and Jenna Ortega, who quit in support. Something Scream 7 fans are doing to Melissa and Jenna are just straight up racism. And I keep seeing people acting clueless online, whether it's because they're pretending to be stupid or they really are just that stupid and lack critical thinking skills. Because every time I have seen someone on Twitter say there are racists who are flocking to hype up Scream 7, there's a bunch of comments that counteract this by saying, oh, so now I'm racist because I watched the movie? Like no one said that, but I hit dog will holler. Stating that there are fans being racist in support of Scream 7 is not the same as saying every Scream 7 fan is racist. It's not really a hard concept to understand. I believe all the backlash about Scream fans being racist came directly from 2 tweets I had seen, and then everyone else just dogpiled and like started agreeing in the comments. The first tweet I had seen says, "People are so mad that a hot white woman has reclaimed her rightful place at the forefront of an iconic horror franchise, and that two irrelevant, literal slur are no longer leads. Scream is Neve's franchise, and the flock Palestine crowd can stay coping." And this dude's whole account is just like loser shit, where he's purposely trying to rage bait by being racist and transphobic, and an overall terrible person because gay men love to act like Regina George. And this guy has 21,000 followers, which shocked me when I looked because he's averaging like 50 likes per tweet, which means some of them aren't even getting any likes. So I'm not saying they're bot followers, but they might be bot followers. I think what actually made this tweet like get any type of interaction that wasn't just his equally cringe actual followers was the fact that a big Scream account with real life followers had retweeted it. Beyond the Mask had over 19,000 Twitter followers and 84,000 YouTube subscribers. So this was a big creator who retweeted a tweet calling Melissa and Jenna a racial slur. And having a whole ass YouTube dedicated to one franchise sounds so boring. I'm sorry. How much content can you truly force out of that? Beyond the Mask claimed that he didn't know that word was a racial slur, while also saying it like in the apology tweet. But like, shouldn't the hot white woman part of the tweet given it away? Like, did you just assume it was a random nod towards her ethnicity? And also the irony of pointing out Neve Campbell is hot when you're like hating on Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega is crazy. Because do you see these women? Jenna Ortega like trends at least once a month for literally being attractive, and apparently not knowing this was a literal slur in the street aside, you're openly coming out as someone who is okay with the bombing of innocent brown people in Gaza just based off that last line in the tweet alone. I have my own opinions on Neve Campbell and how she handled this whole situation, but you would react so poorly if I came on the internet calling her a white bitch who supports the genocide of innocent Palestinians, or if I counteracted your statement about Melissa and Jenna being irrelevant by pointing out that Neve Campbell is only known for Scream. And I do not understand the hate that Melissa Barrera is getting because she was fired for speaking up about Palestine. It's not like she quit and then went on Twitter to say all these negative things. These people are acting like she came online cussing out the cast of Scream and calling it literal shit from the butt. All she did was get fired. You can defend this by saying, oh, she ruined the franchise, which I've seen people say, but she did not write the script. She did not direct the movie. She said her lines and then went home. If you're going to attack anyone for how these movies went, Melissa definitely should not be the person you choose. The other tweet I have seen, I can't find now. If I find it, I will put it on the screen. Do not bet on it, please, because I spent a whole half hour trying to find it before I filmed this, so I knew exactly what it said, but I cannot find it, so I'm literally tweaking out. But the premise of the tweet, it was an AI photo, of course. It had Melissa on the floor crying and Neve Campbell laughing at her. And it's like a speech bubble that says something along the lines of, oh, this is my franchise and fuck Gaza or something like that. And it's not the only Scream-related thing I have seen that says that last line. I did not know Scream has so many Israel bootlickers in the fandom. But I don't even believe they are most of the time. I genuinely think they're trying to say anything to rage bait people. And I remember back when like Scream 5 came out, people were online crying about DEI and the franchise becoming woke. Because there was like, finally people were calling the movie after like 20 years with the one, I think. Unless you count Jada Pinkett Smith dying at the beginning of 2. And at that time, I just figured these were like grifters who were rage baiting for that Twitter money. But now I'm not too sure. And one last thing before I end my video. This has nothing to do with Scream fans being terrible people. But I'm making a video where I can finally get this opinion out. So I do not care. I don't like Matthew Lillard. Like the fact he has decided to come back to a Zionist company aside, he's very much giving pick me. Like I've thought this for a while now since Five Nights at Freddy's came out, but it seems like he's always speaking negative about himself or his roles whenever they get brought up. He'll say something like, people really like me apparently. I just don't know why. Yeah, I really don't know either, dude, considering you're the only celebrity who is allowed to hold onto a role you had for one movie 30 years ago. Tom Felton gets shit for still being obsessed with Harry Potter, and he was in all the movies, and the Ned Declassified cast gets shit on for this too, despite that show going on for years. I literally never see Matthew Lillard being called out for being so caught up on his character still being alive, despite the fact we've seen him die. But knowing Scream, I'm sure they'll find a way to bring him back next movie.